The baby boom population in general, the people who came who were born after the war ended, they've had their time in the sandbox now in governing. And I think, frankly, that while there has been some good things, there's generally been a sense of disappointment about how well they've governed or how badly they've governed. And very, very importantly, we have an election coming up in 2024 in which it's very possible that we will have Donald Trump facing off against Joe Biden. If one of those people wins the presidency, he will be governing while he's in his 80 years of age. We've never seen anything like that before, and frankly, I think it's a real risk. I just turned 80, and I can just tell you, John, you lose a step. Your judgment is not quite as clear as it was. There are a variety of other things you can't do much about. And to put somebody in that office with those kind of vulnerabilities and giving them 4 years, we don't know where things will go. And I just think it's a mistake for either party to put forward people who are going to be essentially trying to run the country in their 80s.
That was former White House advisor David Gergen there, speaking on why he thinks it's time for a change in leadership. David Gergen has worked as a top White House advisor to 4 presidents, 3 Republicans, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, and 1 Democrat, Bill Clinton. Mr. Gergen believes political leaders born in the baby boomer generation have had their time in the sandbox, and it's time for a new wave of young leaders to step up and seize the opportunity. He said it's very possible the 2024 election could see a repeat showdown between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, but noted if one of those two wins the election, they will be governing in their 80s. The former advisor said that in itself is a real risk, citing he himself just turned 80 and you lose a step. Joe Biden is already the oldest sitting president, and it's no secret his age and cognitive ability have been a central focus from his critics. But Trump isn't young either. He's 75 years old now, and if he won 2024, he'd be 78. A few days ago, David Gergen sat down with CBS, where he said the political environment right now is unsustainable, and also claimed that President Biden's time as leader will and should end after this term.
We can't continue on the path we're on. It's unsustainable. He has a sense that we're like in a car at midnight on the edge of a cliff with rain falling and no headlights.
Your book says it's time for the current generation of leaders, frankly, to get out.
It's time
for the exit.
It's time for the torch to pass. There are some wonderful people who are in power. Mostly, baby boomers. But the truth is, as a generation, the baby boomers, I think even to many of the baby boomers, has been a disappointment.
President Biden, should he run again in 2024?
In my judgment, sadly, I think that President Biden's time as an active leader will end with this term, and should end with this term.
Would the same message apply in the House and in the Senate? Leader McConnell, Speaker Pelosi?
Absolutely.
They might say to you, David, we might be near 80, but we can still do the job. We don't need to go away.
I think the proof is in the pudding on that question. If this is the job they say they're doing so well, I think most people in the country would disagree with that. Our problem is we've had too many leadership failures, not too many successes.